Okay, for this video, we are in a totally different environment than my other videos. We are here in the urban area of Seattle in the actual industrial district. Right in front of me is old dilapidated rail barge terminal. I believe there's another active rail barge facility somewhere else in the area, but I don't know exactly where it is. Anyone in comments can tell me that. Directly behind me is undocked container terminal. To my right is the Port Elliott Bay and Port of Seattle. Across the way, we have the cruise ship terminal with the cruise ship there, the iconic Space Needle, and further up Elliott Bay by the trees, we have the Pier 86 grain terminal. Um, so the impetus for this video is there's another YouTube channel that was doing a video of model railroad layout based on Seattle by someone who's not in Seattle. So they were using online sources to do their layout. And since I'm local here, I thought I would take a walk around Elliott Bay and focus on the railroad infrastructure. So since this is focus on infrastructure, I'm not actually focusing on running trains. Um, Also, any references to the model or creative license is a reference to ideas presented in that other video. So I'm going to be heading off around the Elliott Bay and ending up going past that grain terminal on the far side that you can see across there. Rail on dock container terminal. You got the main line there on the far right. You've got the leads into the container yard there, from my public vantage point, and down that direction you've got the container cranes and the ship slip. Directly below me you have the run out for the engine, and of course out here you have Elliott Bay. Behind the container terminal, you have Nucor Steel that does metal recycling. Scrap metal comes in on the gondolas to the left, and I'm not sure what comes in the hopper carts. One of the leads in the Nucor Steel here is sort of hard to get public access, a good picture of the rail action at Nucor Steel here. Right, rail cars are pushed through the Nucor Steel site. And here we can see some loaded gondolas with scrap ready to be unloaded. That is part of their facility behind them. Harbor Island with petroleum storage. There is, you can see the container cranes in the background of the Port of Seattle. So having oil terminals at this West Seattle here, so it was jutts out into Elliott Bay, so very similar to the model. And here is rail access on the Harbor Island. Again, petroleum back there. Containers down that way, and I don't know if there's general warehouses here or not. Alright, we're now on the eastern side of Elliott Bay, and we have a small Burlington Northern Santa Fe rail container handling facility here. This is not the main container handling facility for Port of Seattle, but it's right size to model, and it's not that far from the Port of Seattle, so it would actually fit in with what was shown in the other video. Alright, this rail container yard is just down across from Port of Seattle over there. Alright, we have now moved past the stadiums, which the rails run just east of. If someone was doing a model, you could actually use creative license to flip those to their side and make a nice backdrop. But we are now walking on above the platform for King Street Station, which is the Amtrak terminal here. We've got about, I think, 3 platforms for Amtrak, and then we have the main line just to the outside.
And this is the tunnel exit from the downtown core leading into King Street Station directly behind me here. So as the rail comes down Seattle Waterfront, it narrows to 2 lines and then comes past Pier 66, which is Seattle's original cruise ship terminal, still used for single ships, but before they put the new multiple ship slip in. We have the port down there, and then the rail line leaves Alaska Way and heads behind the facade of buildings along Alaska Way and eventually enters a tunnel, emerging later down at King Street Station, which is the Amtrak station. There is no station here directly across from the cruise line, but creative license could be allowed.
Alright, we're looking south along Alaska Way here with the waterfront piers to the right and the double main line to the left as it runs into the downtown core. Spinning around, we've got the rail line branches out to multiple lines, both for staging of trains before they make the downtown run, and also to the waterside is staging for the grain terminal that we're coming up to. A little further north, and we're now over the main line and the sidings and looking at the down on the staging into the grain terminal. Now we're back on ground level and right at the cutoff into the grain terminal, and here's the staging yard for full grain cars. Grain cars are pushed through, and then there's a separate staging yard north of the grain terminal for the empties.
So exciting for us. That was good.
So after leaving the grain terminal, the rails do pass right by the new Seattle cruise ship terminal. However, there is no station here that one can model Amtrak. Amtrak station and King Station is 2.5 miles south from this point.
A little further north, but still within easy walking distance of where we last were, we have the Burlington Northern Santa Fe Balmer Yard. For the rest of the next couple video segments, I'll be referring to this as the Inner Bay area because that is the neighborhood we are in, and I wasn't even aware it was called Balmer Yard until I found this sign.
right, at this point in the Inner Bay sort yard or storage yard, whatever this is, there actually is a small pump ramp here. Not sure how often it's used, but it is here. North end of the Inner Bay area. To the right is, I believe, some sort of engine fueling or maintenance area. I'm not sure of the details. Someone on comments can update me. I don't have any research on that area down there. Okay, just because we're on the west coast doesn't mean you can't model coal trains coming through here. Vancouver, Canada has the only coal export facility on the west coast, and so we have trains coming from Montana and points around that area loaded with coal headed to Vancouver, Canada.
North of the Seattle Industrial and Commercial Core, the rail line cuts to the water and hugs the eastern side of Puget Sound as it heads north to Everett and Bellingham, along with Anacortes for the oil trains.